This episode is presented by Shaw. October sees the under-20s from countries around the world battling it out to see who has the best youth international team. It reminds me of when I was at the start of my career. At that age, there's already lots of pressure to perform, and you just want to get better and better. So keeping calm and fresh is so important. If I could give younger me a tip, I'd say keep Shaw's non-stop protection range of antiperspirants to hand. It has 72-hour non-stop sweat and odour protection that'll keep you dry and fresh on and off the pitch. Shop now at Boots. Shaw, it won't let you down.
Welcome to the football fill-in. Lads, the Premier League is an absolute mess at the minute. I don't know what's going on. Liverpool have lost again. Man City have lost 4 in a row for Liverpool, that is, by the way. 4 in a row. The Premier League is getting really hard to predict, isn't it?
Yeah, Pulis is coming out of retirement.
Mate, long balls, set pieces.
Watto's retired in Spain.
Watto's retired. Robbo, defenders don't know how to defend. Right, let's talk about Liverpool, OK? Going on to that theme of defenders don't know how to defend. Liverpool lost 3-2. One of the goals in particular, Robbo, I want to pick your brain on. Ibrahima Konate is defending for the Sade goal. Mate, talk to me about this, please.
Like that.
Just poor positioning.
Sade.
She's a singer in the 90s.
Yes. Sade.
No, Sade was a singer. Sade was a singer in the 90s.
I want to find his, you know, at the beginning of the season, they do that little pronunciation of their name. Yeah. If he says Sade, you know the goal I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know the goal you're talking about. Yeah, it's. But I think it's happening a lot now. When you watch the games in general, it's like the defending is so poor. Body position, like the way that the so openness of the distances between. You was always supposed to have good partnerships on the football pitch, and we're seeing it now. The gaps between defenders and where they're at on the football pitch is quite worrying.
The unwillingness to actually commit to stepping into somebody, to actually commit and go, right, there's a chance that this guy could just skip past me here and make me look a bit of a plonker on Instagram and on Match of the Day later on. Honestly, I think it's getting in these defenders' head where they'd rather just keep backing off.
Robbo, what I want to ask you is, obviously you said about the gap between defenders being bigger and bigger now, but it seems like that strikers just kind of run off the back and the defenders don't seem as conscious as to where the attacking players are. Is that fair? Or?
Because you're not looking at... When you look at the units of teams, how they're set up at times, you look at defenders now, they want... Like, most teams want their fullbacks really expansive, but they're defending. But you're still expansive. So now what we were used to taught is that if one of your centre-halves goes out, the other 3 were narrowed off. So your only out ball was going wide. So now it was like that 1v1 situation between the wingers and the fullbacks. But now when you look at teams, like you say, the defenders not going out to the balls, they keep dropping back onto the goalkeepers. So goalkeepers now are having to deal with more bodies in front of them. They're again adjusting to everyone wanted to sort of like play the ball into the back of the net, didn't they? Whereas now teams are taking longer shots because defenders are dropping off, and fullbacks, like we talked about before, is that they're still wide. So them gaps now for attackers are so easy to find.
I was so shocked by Konate, his body language for the goal though, because he knows he's been done with the run, and it's fine if you're going to get done with the run. It's a good ball in behind.
Great ball.
Which I think you've got to read a little bit. He had to probably be a bit better at reading it, but still, once you've been done by the ball there, it happens. But his willingness then to get right back in and do like a real last gas bang tackle, hooky foot. You know, there's one where you slide and just hope to hook your foot round it. He didn't want to know. He was so happy for Sade to get the ball out onto his right foot and just get his shot in.
He got caught, didn't he? Like, Sade came across him and he got caught. But you're right, it's almost like...
He just gave up. Mate, I think even at that point, Sade's expecting a little bit of contact, a little bit of something, just to make it uncomfortable for him. Didn't make it uncomfortable for him one little bit. He was happy for him to just get the free shot off.
But when you look at Konate's positioning to start with, him and Van Dijk are like that. So, protect the middle of the goal.
Yeah.
The ball's in the middle of the pitch, and it's a great ball.
Yeah.
It is a fantastic ball through, but if you're in the middle of the pitch a little bit more central, you're intercepting that. You're stopping it from going through.
I like Brentford, lads. I do. I like Brentford. I really do. I've watched 4 or 5 of their games this season, and every game I've watched them play, I'm thinking, you've got more than enough to beat a lot of teams in this league.
Yeah, I mean,
more than enough.
I probably should do a public apology. Like I said last week, I'm not sure. I'm not convinced.
Mate,
yet.
honestly,
they've won 2 games in a week, and they do.
Last week
look
against West Ham, right? Honestly, it was like men v boys. Genuinely, Brentford could have scored 10 goals. I'm not even bantering you here. They could have scored 10 goals against West Ham. West Ham were awful, absolutely brutal. But physically, Brentford, mate, balls into the box. That big old centre back Collins just coming up for everything, just getting his head on stuff. They could have scored 10 goals, right? And I'm thinking, fair dues, mate. I like this, Keith. I do. I really like this.
There's a few. He speaks brilliantly as well, Keith.
Great lad, yeah.
But there's the few obviously long throws going in the box in the Prem now. But that KO Day's long throw is.
Naughty.
It's up there, isn't it?
Mate, it's
That's
naughty.
got pace on it and everything.
Yeah.
The way that he flings it in, it's so hard to defend. But again, we talk about defending with the first goal that Liverpool concede, and it's like the body language on the back post. He has no idea where the attacking player is. The throw in, like, just go and attack it.
Yeah.
Like the Liverpool defenders are like hesitant of going to head it. It's like, come on, Van Dijk, you're a centre half that everyone looks up to and thinks you're a top class defender. It's just easy at the moment.
You got to, when you're playing against a physical team like this, like a Brentford, for example, you've got to know that if you don't win that first contact, that very first ball into the box, if you don't win it, all bets are off. It's absolute carnage. But so then what you need to do is make sure that all your other cut-through players, front post, back post, they're all switched on, like double switched on, good to go, because they know it could drop down absolutely anywhere. Goalkeeper needs to be on his toes. Kirkes is just... He's off it. He's not switched on. He's not alive to the danger. You switch off for a split second in the Premier League, it's a goal. Same as in the Arsenal game. Wharton switched off for a split second. As they saw it come in, boom. I love that. Thank you very much.
I am surprised Robertson hasn't made his way back into the starting 11.
It wouldn't surprise me. I think they're in a bad place at the minute, Liverpool, because watching the game against Brentford, I saw an awful lot of backwards passes from Liverpool, an awful lot. And Van Dijk, in particular, was doing a lot of arm gesturing, a lot of flinging his arms as if to say, no, go forward, go forward. I think Kirkes was coming back an awful lot. A lot of players were. And when you're in that instance of it's easy to just come back out and go back. The opposition smell that. The opposition see it. And I think that's what Brentford saw at the weekend. They saw a chance to go, ooh. Normally, Liverpool are just relentless forward. Every pass is a forward pass from Liverpool, normally. They have been for the last couple of years.
Is that just a little bit of lack of confidence spreading throughout?
Massive lack of confidence, mate. But it's a big problem. Where they are now is a big problem.
So let me ask you a question. So Arne Slot came in, and last season there was much made about the fact that they didn't disrupt the team too much. There weren't many signings, so you could argue that was well, it isn't an argument. It was Klopp's team.
Yeah.
Is Slot as good as we thought he was? Now that he's got his own team in and he's doing his own thing, is he the guy we thought he was last season, or is it just a blip?
He needs to start picking results up, but I think they've got some fantastic players, and squad for squad, it's probably the best team, alongside probably Arsenal. Squad for squad, the best team.
I think he's good. I think he's a good manager. They've brought a lot of players, and I think at the players are struggling. Wirtz has not settled from what he did in the Bundesliga. He's come over and he's found it tough. Kirkic at the left back, he's totally different to Robertson. Robertson knows he's played there for so many years. I think Arne now, in his head, he's probably, do I just go back to the basics of getting the players back in the team that know and will do the job to where they got to win the league? And I think that's what he's just going to have to do for a bit.
It's tough for him, though, because he's got to sort of like show that he's backing the players that he bought. Because when he's identified these players and he spent best part of £250 million on them, then you've got to say, no, these are good players, these are. I'm going to die by my sword here.
Right now, you got, obviously, he bought Ekitike and Isak. You'd be going with Ekitike, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So I think Wirtz is the one, really, where he does look like a classy player. You can see he's obviously a player, but he can't for too long be having Isak and Wirtz. Like, he couldn't have them on the bench, could he? It's 250 million quid's worth of talent.
Exactly that. He's got to justify the signings. That's what I'm saying. You've got a new manager who spent that much money, has to justify them signings by playing them, and just hope that in the next game it turns. Please, in the next game it turns, and it hasn't now, because that's 4 defeats in a row, so something has to change. But I think it's the mentality at the minute.
Yeah, I'm also looking at their main players, and you're looking at Van Dijk, he's off it.
Yeah.
You're looking at Salah, miles off it to where the levels that we know that he can get to. But again, he scores that unbelievable worldy goal out of from nowhere, but he wasn't even in the game.
No, he was on the bench.
He wasn't even in the game.
Was he on the bench?
No, he started.
sorry.
Only Mo Salah can score that goal from that. It looks so unnatural, doesn't it? It looks such an awkward finish. But
the way he's brought it
bang,
down.
bang, and that's it.
Such a good goal.
But again, even like Alisson being out, Alisson is a massive problem. Like, if you take one of the best goalers in the world out of that team, what it does throughout the spine of that team, it alters it.
Especially if the defence, the centre-back pairing are feeling a little bit...
Yeah, it alters an awful lot.
Having
really
Alisson behind.
But when you've got Robertson and Trent in the full-backs, they had a solid back foot and a solid goalkeeper behind them. At the moment, they're just struggling with that.
If Liverpool lost another 2 or 3 in a row, that Slot would get the chop?
It'd be a big decision.
What, as in, so if they lost like 6 Premier League games in a row?
Chop.
I don't think it would go, yeah.
I don't know.
No, I don't know.
No, they wouldn't. I think they wouldn't is the answer.
Oh,
We talk,
Six
we
in a
talk
row.
about Arteta, don't we, going at times, but again, Arne Slot's just second season.
Tell you what,
Football's brutal
I tell you
nowadays.
what I
lads.
like is that little Damsgaard.
Beautiful, isn't it?
Great player.
I know. Proper,
The only thing is with him, he's a little bit kind of like. Mamadashvili made a couple of good saves, but he's one of those players when he starts opening up and you go, you know where he's going. He's just going to try and poke it in that top.
I know, you're going to try and curl it past a 6'6"er.
Yeah.
No chance, mate. But no, Brentford, sweet as like I say, they'll be absolutely golden this
Right,
season.
I need to speak to you about goalkeepers.
Come on.
Right, we're going to talk about Everton and Spurs yesterday. So, firstly, the goal that was disallowed, the O'Brien goal,
Yep.
that's fair enough. Offside position, interfering with play.
It's a shame, really, because the goalie ain't saving it if they're not there. So it would have gone in regardless. But when you've got 2 players in an offside position and 2 players contacting the goalkeeper, they've made it very easy for the referee to disallow it.
Clean and clear.
Clean and clear. It just was what it was. It was a shame because the goalie ain't saving it regardless. But you can't be stood in those positions.
No.
It's as
Okay,
simple as that.
Van der Ven, second goal.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Pickford been done.
Yeah, he's been done. Yeah, of course. Yeah, he's Mickey van der Ven, obviously big centre back. Yeah, 6'3", 6'4". Jordan Pickford, he's one of the slighter goalies, probably 6'1"ish, maybe 6'2". But when balls are getting put in the box like that, and you've got a big 6'3" standing on you, right? You've got to be progressive. You've got to be on your front foot, and you've got to know. You've got to have your little barrier set out like that, and you've got to know that you won't be able to come and catch it, but you've got to come and get a punch on it. You have to. Yeah. If the ball is so good. If the ball's so good, you've got to come and get a punch on it, right? And he's giving him a little push. He's giving him a little... But it's, mate, that's part and parcel.
But it was only an arm. Like, he didn't...
It's only an arm.
Shoulder,
It's the
did
detail
it?
now. When you go
Yeah,
through
it's the
set pieces
details,
now,
yeah.
the detail that a lot of teams go through in how they can disrupt the opposition is scary.
Yeah.
It's like
Really?
little things like that, just little nudges on goalkeepers. You know when you're not giving a foul away, but you're just putting him off. It's just that slight little nudge of going, do this, but then you're relying on the delivery. The delivery's got to be perfect to where you're knowing that you're putting that ball.
Yeah.
And then it's attacking
Same
it.
with
like Van der
all right,
Ven.
so it's very similar to what Robert's saying here. It happened in the Forest game with Bournemouth, Tavernier.
Yeah,
The direct free,
Yeah.
direct corner
Yeah,
that
yeah,
went
that
in.
little nudge.
Little nudge, goalie's off it. But we do a lot of stuff in training to get prepared for that, right? So a lot of stuff we do is where, you know, like the rugby pads that you hold them,
Yeah, yeah.
and the rugby players, they bang into with their shoulders, right? So we will have 2 or 3 other goalies around us. I'd be in goal. They'd be crossing the ball into me, and I'd have 2 or 3 players with them banging into me all the way through. So just as he's about to take it, banging it. As the ball's coming, just nudging me, just to get me off balance, just to get my hands out.
And
of
how are
the
you
position.
reacting to that? Are you coming from a low position and coming through?
So I get
or-
myself set up. I've got my arms up high as well. Because if I have my arms down low, it's hard to get them up. Because if you get it caught on a shirt or on an arm or something, you just can't. So you've got to get them up high anyway, shoulder high, and you're sort of like just moving. But at some point, you have to commit to it and go, right, I'm coming here. And you'll step through bodies and you've got to get the big punch on it. It's hard to do, but you have to do it. It's as simple as that. Because otherwise it results in a goal.
You said about like the level of what they're doing in training, because it does seem like the teams have switched on, because if people were going in, attackers with shoulders and putting their body in it, it's a foul. It seems to be a lot more of a...
Smarter.
Because it's
How
just
you're
a
playing
bit
it,
of contact.
But you get defenders as well, like will block certain players knowing that they can't attack the ball with what they've seen in previous games and clips. So you'll highlight that to your players by going, right, we just need to get a block on this defender here, miss him out, and then we know we can attack the ball better. So yeah, the detail now in set piece, and we're seeing it. The amount of goals again that we're seeing from set pieces, it's showing that a lot of teams now are being a lot more creative with how they're trying to score.
We were trying to work out how many goals were scored from set pieces this weekend in this game, in the 10 weekend games. One stat I do know for sure is that every goal had a set-piece goal in it, directly or indirectly, apart from the Newcastle game, yeah. Every game. If we're counting penalties, every single game, 9 out of the 10, had a goal scored in it that was directly or indirectly from a corner, whether it was a corner that had come in and it had been cleared and then the ball went in, or it had been a couple of knockdowns, a free kick, whatever it was, long throw, 9 out of the 10.
It's mad, isn't it?
Yeah.
I want to ask you about the Everton. I think it was a little bit flattering, 3-0.
Yeah, it probably was, to be fair. But Spurs, they can do that to you. They really can. But set pieces, like, you know, it could two balls into the box, 2 goals. It's, you know, it looks really nice, 2-0. But at the end of the day, they had chances, Everton. They had that really early one with Jack Grealish where just sort of cleared off the line. That goes in, it's a completely different game, but it's all about moments.
What about so at 2-0, there was a possible penalty. So Kudus comes out and wipes out Gay in the box. The commentator surprised me. He said it was 6 and 2 threes, and you kind of go, he's just wiped him out. He's just wiped him out, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Don't know, he sort of slowed himself down a little bit, didn't he? And was it who was going for the ball? Was it
Kudus Kudus and Gay?
Was it? Yeah. So again, it's like you say, it's that momentum, isn't it? When you're coming out to try and defend it, and then you can see him coming up. I just think the momentum of the both of them coming together.
So not a penalty.
I don't think it's a penalty.
But it could be.
I don't think.
But it could be.
But we've seen something like that given.
But if somebody decides in that little
room that
they think it is, then they can influence the decision. So that's 6 and 2 threes. It probably is. That's probably a good analogy of what it probably was.
So he was right.
Yeah, I think he probably was right.
I've got a question for you, Robbo. I genuinely believe we're in a golden era in terms of the quality of managers in the Premier League.
Yeah.
Who's the best out of the lot? Is Unai Emery right up there?
Oh, he's a top manager. Yeah, I like what he does. He's very honest. He's very open as well, and he's very demanding. When you watch him, he's on the touchline. He's like, the players can't rest. They have to perform, or otherwise he's not afraid to just take them off and give them a rollicking.
Yeah.
So I would say he's right up there with Pep. But again, like you say, over the generations, we've had top managers, haven't we? Arsene Wenger, Sir Alex Ferguson.
Yeah.
So
I can't even leave Mikel Arteta out there. I know they're top and they're absolutely flying, but Mikel Arteta, just for longevity and solid. Yeah. I know I'm going to get a 7, 8 out of 10 out of him every week.
Yeah,
I know what he is. No, not emotional. Just you know what you're getting from him. I really do. I like it. Before we move on from the Tottenham game, goalkeeping performances this weekend. There was some unreal goalkeeping performances. Some a bit shaky, but Vicario for Spurs made 3 or 4 real top saves. And he's had some criticism this season, but on Sunday, honestly, some of the saves he made.
Do you think he is good enough, consistent enough to be Spurs number one?
It's probably the consistency. You can get match-winning saves out of him. One earlier in the season, I think it was Bournemouth, where they got beat by Bournemouth. He was unreal in that game as well. But then a couple goals go in, and I think, that's a little bit flaky, Vicario. I need you to be a bit stronger.
We've said it before, Ben, but every goalkeeper in the Premier League has to be able to make world-class saves.
Yes, has to.
That is a minimum.
Minimum, and everybody can. Everyone can. It's just eliminating the mistakes, basically. The people who are the best goalies for me are the ones who make the less mistakes. They can all make world-class saves, and they can all be proactive, and they all can come and help your team out, but the less mistakes.
You know what I want to see from goalkeepers? And I saw Nick Pope did one at the weekend. I just would like to see goalkeepers catch the ball a little bit more. And I understand that the evolution of the ball and they wobble around and that, but there's so much kind of parrying.
I tell you what, somebody who is good at coming for the ball at the minute, if we want to talk about Man United at the minute, Sané Lamens, he is more than happy at the moment to come out and take crosses, high balls, in amongst bodies, getting in amongst it. I really like the way he's doing this at the moment. A couple of goals at the weekend, I've got a few little question marks over.
Should we dive into United?
Let's go for United. First and foremost, fantastic result.
Brilliant.
Fantastic result. I did think for a split second when Brighton got that second goal and it was 3-2, I thought, surely not.
I think you have to give United credit because they beat Sunderland 2-0, right? And everyone's going, yeah, but they've just been promoted. You've got to beat Sunderland. And they go, before the weekend, before Sunday, they were second in the league.
Mate. Brighton are a really good team, and Brighton can beat anybody. Brighton sometimes are the architects of our own downfall, right? Some of the goals they concede are so sloppy, and they take so many risks at the back, trying to play balls into midfield, and you think, come on, you ain't got to just bypass that, would you? Just get it into the front man. You ain't gonna have that risk, but. Man United were ruthless, and that guy on the telly there, and Buemo, Mateus Cunha, Bruno Fernandes was phenomenal as well, Casemiro decent, fantastic performance from Man United at the weekend. Really, really happy with them. But that's 3 in a row for United. The guy's going to get his haircut, maybe.
United Strand?
Yeah, the United Strand might be getting his haircut. Who have they got the next 2 games, Man United, Jake? Can you put them up there? I think it's the Spurs game.
They're winnable.
Yeah, the 5th game is the Spurs game, I think it is. So it's
Forest
away
and Spurs
and then
away.
Spurs away. It's a big ask, isn't it? It's a big ask.
Yeah.
It's
Forest
a
will
big
be
ask.
tough because of Sean Dyche in there now. Obviously, he'd be disappointed with the result against Bournemouth on Sunday, especially after a great win against Porto in the Champions League. So is it Champions League? No,
Europa. Conference League there, aren't they?
Sorry, Flip me, I'm getting ahead of myself, and Champions League, Notts Forest.
Yeah.
Question. Do you think that guy wants his haircut?
The United Strand guy, does he want his haircut?
Doesn't want his haircut.
No, he don't want to.
He must.
Nah, mate, he needs his social media popping, right? The longer this goes on for, the more money he's going to make. So he doesn't want Man United to win 5 in a row. Of course he don't.
He's a fan, though, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a fan, but he's also a fan of money, mate.
I am buzzing for Cunha. Obviously being a Wolves fan, but he hadn't got off the mark. Right. But you just know with him, and there's a lot of players that United bought in over the last few years that you kind of go, it hasn't worked. The likes of like a Xerxes or Højlund, where maybe they're not quite proven, but with Mbeumo, with Cunha, you know it's coming. Yeah. They are that good. The quality's proven. But the Cunha just looks a different class. Like the way he gets the ball, sprays the ball around, creates space. That finish was beautiful, wasn't it?
But even with both of them players there that you've highlighted, out of possession, their work rate is a joke. Great. And that's what Man United's missed. Like over the years, when you've had you're talking of your Rashfords, your Garnachos, your Sanchos, they don't do that other side of the game. Whereas these two work their socks off, and that is what Man United have needed. And buzzing from both because they're top quality players and they're real good finishers as well, especially Cunha's. It's a great finish.
There is something to be said in the fact that I think Sancho came on at 27 minutes for Villa, did he? Yeah. And got brought off in the 70-something minute. Yeah. And obviously, I don't know if he was injured. He wasn't injured when he came.
About Villa right now?
No, just switching back. And you kind of look at that. That's United where that's what they've come from.
That's what they've had, yeah.
And now they've gone to these guys, and you say they're working like dogs, aren't they?
Yeah, incredible players. And hopefully now for Man United, and like you say, for the fans, there's that little bit of a buzz, winning 3 on the bounce, which is always tough to do. Now, can they keep it going? Can they keep that momentum going into the next couple of games?
Where do you think they'll finish?
With the way the league's going at the moment, you'd probably say they're going to finish in the top 5, I would say.
Really? The way the league's going, I totally agree with what Robert said. The way the league's going now, I just think that the general quality of the league is so much better across the board that anybody and everybody seems to be beating anybody and everybody. So we're not going to see any record points tallies this season for sure. But from 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, we could see like a much lower points total for them teams this season. So anybody can get into it. Yeah, it's going to be carnage.
I need to ask you about Lamens. Both the goals. Listen, he's a young goalkeeper and he's had a reasonable start. Yeah. So you don't want to be like almost picking on him.
No. He's had a good start. He's had a very good start, actually. Sunderland was fantastic, nice. He did everything he wanted to do. Liverpool, again, it's a big occasion for him. Stepped up, did what he needed to do. There's probably a couple of goals and a couple of question marks on the goals as well. First and foremost, his performance was good. It was really good. He made one save down to his right where a ball came through and he's having to wait for a flick. He waited to the very last second and still managed to get a little tip around the post because I think it might have hit the post and gone in, just might have. But I think there's got to be question marks on the 2 goals. The first one, obviously, the free kick from Danny Welbeck, it's very central. As the free kick's about to be taken, he's just taken a little shift onto his left foot, and it's enough because in the Premier League the balls come so quick that little shift, it kills him. It's a split second, but he can't get back in time. I'll worry a little bit about how quick his feet are. He looked a little bit slow in getting them moving and getting them popping. He looked a bit heavy and trying to get up to it.
So when you say getting your feet moving, we're talking like lateral movement across the goal.
So because he takes the step to his right, if you're going to come back, step to his left, if you're going to come back to your right, you've got to have real quick feet, firing, bang, 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 and make the save. But he didn't have that bit of sharp electricity and he was a bit laboursome getting up to it. Like I say, middle of the goal, it shouldn't go in there. And then the second goal for Brighton, when that ball comes into the near post there, you've got to, as a goalkeeper, move into that near post space and get yourself set. And he hasn't got himself set at all. He's got to read the situation, move across, but at some point he has to stop moving and get set. And he's still moving across his goal when the ball is actually headed.
So has he got to be getting across sooner?
Getting across quicker and then getting set. You don't always have to fully stop as a goalkeeper to get set, but you have to have your arms up and you have to be in a place where it might be a quick flick, something like that. And he just didn't do it quick enough for me. But other than that, I thought he was fantastic in the game at the weekend.
Question on that, Foz, as well, like with goalkeepers, I think we see it quite a bit now. So when there's a free kick in them situations, why do goalkeepers take that step? Why are they not just getting themselves in a set position to start with, knowing
good.
that these could go either way?
But
it's like, again, as soon as the ball moves, it's they take that like
can't help it.
Movement.
Yeah,
is it taught? Is it like
no, it's a fantastic question, right? So what it is, you set your wall up and you pick your position just off the side of the wall, so you can just about see the ball. You always want to just be able to see the ball, right? And you have to pick a position where you're like, right, I'm fairly sure I've got this space covered. Yeah, you get the wall to cover the majority, and then you go, right, I'm fairly sure I've got this space covered, right? You know, if he puts it in the top corner in the space side of the goal, sometimes you ain't going to save it. It's as simple as that. But what you do is you always kind of have this nagging doubt, right, that what if he does put it into my space? I don't want to concede now. And it's harder for players to get it up over the wall as well. It's easier to go into the space. So you have this sort of like nagging doubt that I think he's just going to put it there. So you almost try and preempt it, because if you get a little step there, oh, mate, it saves you so much time, because you're already popping. Your feet are moving that way, your body weight's moving that way. It's much easier to go and make the save. But on those odd occasions where you get a real good player who can bend it in the opposite, mate, if you take that step to get your feet firing back that way again, it's so hard to do, Robbo. It's just basically, it's not trusting yourself. Right. The reason why you do it is you don't fully trust yourself at that moment in time. And it's only a little step, but it's enough.
It's enough.
Yeah.
What about the Arsenal game? So, it was a set piece. Again, the commentary, a little bit, it said it was a well-worked free kick.
What?
From Arsenal, the commentary
They
said.
played it short, whipped it in.
Lumped it in the box.
Yeah.
Right.
Second phase.
Win the first contact, and then Eze scores a brilliant goal.
Yeah, it's a great finish.
Wharton switched
but Wharton,
off.
Wharton, again, a player that I speak very highly of. I love watching him. He's such a quality player, and he'll be disappointed. He just, that 1 second switch off where...
He knew it as well.
Yeah, he knew it. Like you say, he didn't know where Eze was, and he's just got off his shoulder, and great finish, great control.
They're the bits there, right, that he's got it. He's definitely got it in him, but it's that little switch offy, and it only, like I say, the Premier League's so brutal that if you switch off for a split second in that moment there, it's a goal, and it was a goal. And it's hard at times, but this is the part of football that a lot of people don't see. This is the dirty work. This is the stuff that doesn't really get many plaudits. Like, you get plaudits for lovely passes and scanning and spraying and goal, but this is the bit here. You have certain players who are world class at doing this kind of stuff. Like, they'll make it their job to be switched on, and you ain't getting you ain't stealing a march on me or anything like that. So it was a little bit sloppy, and he switched off, and I guarantee you the manager, Glasner, will have a go at him for it as well. It might not seem much, but he'll batter him for it, because it's the deciding goal in the end of the day, isn't it?
And what about the finish?
Fantastic finish. Eze, boom, lovely, fly in, Paolo Di Canio style, bosh, back of the goal. But they were good, Arsenal. Palace are a good team.
Palace are a good team.
Palace are a really good
Palace.
team, aren't they, Robert?
Yeah, Glasner has done a great job there with what he's the team that he's built.
Yeah,
they're really impressive, really impressive, and they'll be a little bit disappointed that they've actually lost the game.
Yeah,
maybe could have drawn it, but
it was a fairly evenish game, really. Arsenal were the better team. They were the better team. They dictated a lot of the play. It was only really late on that Palace kind of really started probing to try and get the goal, but other than that, it was a very even game. But fair play, winning games 1-0 relentlessly, week in, week out.
George Graham was in the crowd as well.
But that's what Arteta.
You'd have been.
When you look at the job that Arteta's doing there
yeah,
now,
it's nice, isn't it?
Yeah, he's like, we keep talking about him before on is he going to get the sack? Is he not? I actually, I've been the worst for that, but I would really like him to go on and, you know what, win the Premier League.
Are they going to win it this year?
They've got to believe they can.
Ben, Arsenal's year?
Yeah, I think it is.
Gyökeres going to get his 18 goals?
Do you know what? I don't worry about Gyökeres, but and I do think he probably will get his 18 goals, but he struggled a bit yesterday. He struggled a bit because I don't think Gyökeres is the kind of player where you can get the ball into his feet and expect him to run and beat players. He's not that guy, but they gave him an awful lot yesterday in them positions where he could run at defenders, and he's not got that ability. His ability is getting in the box and one-touch finishes.
I mean, he's strong and powerful.
Really strong and powerful, but he hasn't got the skill to beat defenders.
He's not a quick, explosive
exactly
player.
that, and he hasn't got that. He hasn't got that explosiveness to stop somebody and then go.
I thought the Palace kind of defensive line handled him quite
It's
well.
It's a very good defensive line. Honestly, Gahey and Leukaemia alongside him, even Terry Mitchell, fantastic defenders. So he's going to struggle anyway. But they kept giving it him in this same position, and it was almost he was just running down blind corridors because he knew he weren't going to get any change out of him.
What I like about him though, he's a willing runner.
Really
he
willing
keeps
runner.
doing it.
Yeah.
I thought he held the ball up better yesterday.
Yeah,
I thought that's what he did. So again, his game's improving game by game, and the players are understanding now what type of player he is.
Yeah.
They're playing to his strengths, but they're also now getting up there and helping him and supporting him with that.
Yeah.
I reckon we were talking about it off camera that in Wolves-Burnley game there was, what did you say? Goal of the season and save of the season in the same match.
It was phenomenal.
And unfortunately, they both went against Wolves.
Right, before we talk about the goal, we've got to go for save of the season, all right? Martin Dubravka, right? Goalie love. And I was talking earlier about saves.
What?
Goalie love. We're talking last minute, last kick of the game, right? Wolves have the shot and it's gone through bodies. Dubravka's moving to his right and he still somehow managed to kick his legs out of the way, get back. It's behind him. It's literally behind him. And he stopped it with the top of his hand, yeah? You don't get many of them, Robbo. The ones where you stop it with the top of your hand, yeah? Bang! And you're like, oh my God, I guarantee you, if we had him sat here now, I bet you, I'd say to him, mate, did you even then think it'd still gone in the back of the net? And he'd gone, oh, I was so surprised to see it had stopped, because you don't get many of them. Yeah. They normally just go straight.
Is that why he managed to hold on to it, because he almost trapped it?
Oh, he trapped it, mate. It's an unbelievable save. Honestly, it's an unbelievable save. Save of the season for me so far.
So, again, I was watching it all and I'm thinking,
how's he done that?
Yeah, and there's not enough love for that. People go, oh, great save. And you go,
know.
I'm not sure. I think that's a bit better than a great save.
World class.
That's a well-earned 3 points, and they can thank the goalkeeper for that save to get him the 3 points.
Oh, no, massive for them as well, Burnley. Massive. Wolves now, by the way, have played all the three relegated teams, haven't won any of them.
Haven't won a Premier League game in 6 months.
2 points from 9, is it now, in the Premier League? Is the writing on the wall already?
Yep.
Dunsky.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I know this is like,
what did he
meant
sign
to
the
talk
manager?
about football there.
Signed a new contract as well, the manager.
3 weeks ago.
Strange move.
Strange
move to do that.
But what about the opener?
Oh, my gosh. So, Fleming, what's his first name?
So, you know Zian. Zian we had at Millwall.
Oh,
Zian,
did you?
Yeah. Signed Zian at Millwall, and he has got unbelievable ability with both feet. So, you wouldn't know what foot he is, because he can hit the ball.
So when did you have him at Millwall?
2023, was it? He was there.
Was he a standout player?
He wasn't a standout player, but he was someone that would improve Millwall because he brought goals to the team.
Yeah.
That's what he did. And the goals that you saw at the weekend are exactly what Zian's good at. His timing of his runs, his quality with the control. Again, the second goal in the box where he just get off me, the defender.
Nice and
that little bit of strength.
Finish,
nice calm side foot into the goal. And that's what he's good at, Zian.
That first goal, right? So the opening goal of the game. Yeah. The ball, for one, is phenomenal. It's absolute pinpoint, right? But there's not many ways he can finish that there, yeah? He knows that as well. He knows there's only a certain one way you could probably finish that goal, and that is by almost just caressing it. You've got to just try it, because he's really reaching for it. He's got to just try and caress it into that far corner, because as a goalie, I'm expecting him to just get some sort of finish in it. I'm not expecting him to sort of caress it round me like that. And as soon as he made contact with it, I thought, mate, that is world class. You have done that to an inch of perfection. A genuine, just gone inside the near post. One of the goals of the season so far already, without doubt. Absolute thing of beauty.
Don't know if it's beating Salah's from against Brentford.
Ooh,
that's a top.
I do. I still think it is. I think Salah's is such an impulsive kind of bang bang, and he's just lashing at it a little bit. Not, do you know what I mean? Though, yeah. Do you know what I mean?
He does. Yeah, I know.
It's a world class finish. Don't take it.
Is he picking out the top corner?
But he's not picking out the top corner. But this one is. He's got so much time to watch it and so much calculations to do and thinking about it, and he's just executed.
It's just the way he's when you watch the flight of the ball. So now he knows the pace is all on the ball.
Yeah.
But that's what Zian's thinking.
Yeah, exactly.
In his head, he knows now. In his head, he's like, I just need to get this on the perfect contact on my foot. Boom. And the pace of the ball now will just go wherever it needs to go. And it was
beautiful.
Yeah, it is a great finish. But that's what he's got. He's got that in his locker. He's a real good finisher.
Yeah, very good. When they got it back to 2-2, I'm thinking, and by all accounts, they were absolutely brutal in that first half. Didn't deserve to be 2-2 at half time. But
we talk about the third. Sorry, Ben. We talk about the third goal again here.
Oh, mate.
Defending.
Wow.
So your centre half, that run that Foster's made behind him. Where's your fullback?
Yeah, I know.
Your fullback's not even in the covering position.
He's not even in shot.
He's not even in
No,
shot.
he's not even in
And you're
shot.
looking at that's the dying moments of the game. Right, Wolves, let's just see it out now. We'll get a 2-2. We'll take the point. Your fullback's like miles out of the game. And if he's there, he's just clearing that. He's clearing it.
The only thing I'll say about Wolves, right, is when you do lose Cunha, Semedo, Aït-Nouri, who's the other one, Sarabia, right, when you lose them 4 players, yeah, as a Wolves team, if you're a big boy and you lose them, you know it's going to be a mid-season kind of thing and it's going to impact stuff. But when you are a Wolves and you lose your 4 sort of best players, then that's terminal.
It's like the thing is that Wolves aren't getting absolutely battered off at the park and stuff like that. What they just lack is quality, and that's what Aït-Nouri and Cunha in
match winners.
particular
They were
had.
match winners, yeah.
Obviously, Semedo, captain, experienced player, but they just lack the real quality.
For a team like Wolves, there are going to be so many games where they're 50-50, 50-50s, where you just need a match winner to win the game for you, and Wolves haven't got any of them anymore.
Yeah, and then afterwards it was like, you know, Strand Larsen, and then the manager goes over to the fans, and like in my head there, I know and understand what they're trying to do. They're trying to go over and speak to fans and appease the fans, but you kind of go in, you just got beat 3-2 at home to Burnley.
Last minute.
Haven't won in 6
minute.
months. Last minute, concession of a goal.
Yeah.
You're not going to get any
No.
kind of conversation out of the fans.
No.
They're going to tell you to F off, and you're not fit to wear the shirt.
So basically, just
Don't
hold
bother.
your hands up,
just clap them,
and then go.
and go.
Go in.
Yeah.
Because it causes more problems than it's worth, isn't it?
Yeah.
Bournemouth are second in the league, lads. How good is it?
Yeah, he's done a great job.
Mate, how good is it?
Yeah.
Like, Iraola genuinely might be the hottest property of a manager in world
But
football.
the owner had flown over, hasn't he? Because his deal's up at the end of the season, so the owner had flown over to have contract talks with him.
Mate, he is just going, Iraola, just write down what you want, basically, mate, yeah, and we'll try and see if we can just give it a green tick, because we need to keep you here, because from the players we lost in the summer to the players you've brought in and how we started this season,
Just seamless.
It is unreal what a job he is doing.
It's like they've not lost them players. The way they've carried
Phenomenal,
on.
isn't it, mate?
Yeah.
It's like they've improved.
Yeah.
It's like they've managed to improve. They've made how many 100 millions, and then they've improved as well.
And then they just pluck another one out there, this like Junior Krupi. Like, where we looking at him, weren't we? And obviously he scored 3 in a week.
Yeah.
Brilliant goal at the weekend. But when we started looking and go, when he was signed from Lorient, went back on loan there, he scored 12 in 12.
Yeah, 13 on 13.
13 in 13, sorry.
Mate, it's like, do you know what I really liked about it, though? Obviously, he scored his 2 goals last week, but in this game here, right, he gets the ball and he's got a long way to go, a lot of thinking time here as well. You're driving at the goal, right? But I'm just watching the defending, again, going on to the defending, and I'm thinking, mate, they just keep backing off. They just keep backing off. If I'm the goalie here, I'm going, somebody
Why
go.
are they backing off?
Right, I've got a real good idea for why they're backing off here, Robbo. Is because they are so scared, and I said it earlier, they're so scared of just getting done, of a player running at them, and they step in to commit to try and make the tackle, and the player just skips past them, yeah? You know this, like, Van Dijk's never been beaten one-on-one, he's never been ran past, yeah? Because he keeps backing off all the time, that's why. You're never going to get beaten if you are back into your goal, right? So players, they're kind of all trying to do the same thing, and because players haven't been shooting from 25 yards in the last few years, it's always been this play, walk it into the net. Yeah, but now players are going, hold on a minute, if you're going to keep backing off, I can munt this ball from 25, 30 yards happily, right? Yeah. Balls are moving all over the place. You've got good chances of scores. It might be a deflection, might be whatever, right? So as he's running at the defenders, I'm thinking they just keep backing off. What are you doing here? Not one of them thinks about, oh, the player's going to shoot.
Bit of contact as well.
Not one of
like
them.
you say.
Yeah? Only when he actually gets a shot off is one of them just sort of sticks a bit of a leg out.
I understand, like, if it's a different circumstance and maybe the defender doesn't want to dogleg the defence or
No, one of you has to go.
But but there's no one ahead of Krupi. He's driving like solo.
Yeah, I know.
Surely someone's got to be brave and go, I'll challenge him.
And now the rest come round. But also defenders now, when you watch them, they don't do contact anymore. No. So say if like a player wants to play a 1-2, how many times do you see that winger knocks it round a corner and he gets onto that next ball? The defenders now are like just happy to be passive in the way that they defend. Is like if someone's going to knock the ball past me, well, you're not getting past me now.
No
then.
chance.
You're
mate.
just. I'm just going to.
You can use your body.
I'm going to step across your line and give you that little bit of a nudge to put you off.
Yeah.
We don't
Even
see
if
that
it is
anymore.
a foul, you're much better committing a foul out there than letting that player run into that space of freedom where he gets the ball back again. He can get his head up and pick out whoever he wants. No chance. You just use your body. You can be so clever with it. You don't have to give fouls away either. Just stop him making the run in the first instance by you moving your body. But again, sorry, quickly going back to the goal though.
Tavernier, are we talking about?
No, Krupi I'm talking about here, basically. When he gets the ball out of his feet and he takes the shot, I love the fact that as an 18, 19-year-old, you've got that confidence to be able to get the ball out your feet and shoot from there. There's so many times I've seen young players coming through where they're so scared to have that shot from that distance because somebody behind him might be saying, what are you doing? We ain't going to score from there. You ain't going to... But he, mate, no other thought in his head. Get out my feet, bang, and I'm putting it in that far corner. Really, really good.
Do you think Sells will be a little bit disappointed with it?
Yeah, maybe. I think he was just kept backing off and he hasn't really pushed off.
Big goalie though,
it's a bit milky. It really is. It's a bit of a milky goal. I'd be disappointed. I think if a top goalie's in goal, he probably saves that. The first goal, Tavernier, you just, honestly, you can't concede direct from a corner. It's as simple as that.
It's too easy, that first goal. Again, Sells is a big unit.
He's a 6'4" goalie. Yeah. He's a big 6'4" goalie, but it's one little touch like that. He gets too interested in the contact. What he does is though, he gets too invested in that contact. He gets too he buys into it too much instead of just watching, push away. No chance. Wait, and I'm going to then come. He sees the player making the run. He gets all oh my god, somebody's making a run. He goes with the run. He tries to get the contact, and before you know it, the ball's in the back of the net. Like just stay, wait, bang, then go.
Where are we thinking Bournemouth could do a top sixer? Could they do a Forest from last season?
Yes, if they don't finish top six this season, then they will see it as a massive chance missed. Champions League football at what's the stadium called? The Vitality Champions League at the Vitality. That would be unreal.
I want to talk about Sunderland, right? Because I can't get past how impressive this is, because in the off-season they've bought... I remember first game of the season, I think they had 1 or 2 players starting from the kind of the end of the championship season. They've bought in a load of players and he's just got it working, hasn't he, Robert?
Yeah, well, they're having a go, aren't they? And what they're showing is they're showing no fear. They got a big fan base, and when you go up to the stadium and like there with the fans who get right behind you, that's intimidating. And a lot of teams will not like going there to play. And yeah, for me, I just think they're playing with a lot of freedom, and they're going there. We're going to show you what we're all about, and that's what they're doing.
Do you know what? They're on 17 points, Sunderland now, after 9 games. That is half of their points tally needed for the season. So as a newly promoted team, right, you don't pick where you're going to finish in the league. You don't worry about finishing topper. What you do is we need enough points to get safe this season. All 3 of them promoted teams, and there's probably about a dozen or so.
They always aim for 38, don't they?
Yeah, there's probably about a dozen or so teams in the league in general that probably think, just get enough points to stay safe. Just don't get relegated. So they're on 17 points after 9 games. They are halfway through their points tally. Halfway through their points tally, and we've only had a quarter of the season. So for them, it's massive. Every win they can pick up is massive, but I'd almost certainly say that they are safe for the season. Yeah, that's not diminishing what they've done, and they're 4th in the league at the moment, and that's probably not sustainable for them. But for a team like Sunderland, it's about consolidating. Just stay in the league this season, then we can try.
I can't see how they'll get dragged into it, because I think they work so hard.
Yeah.
Like they work so hard, and I think people just assume that every team works that hard. But unfortunately, they should. But they don't.
They don't.
Right, and the second thing is as well, they've got real quality. Like in transition, like their counter attack, they pass the ball so slickly, and there's real quality. Yeah. Like the movement off the ball has been so impressive. And then they've got the likes of like Ronaldo in there, Ronaldo. And Granit Xhaka has been class.
I think he's been the big standout for them. It's just the fact is that he's been there, he's done it, and he's shown his leadership skills that Sunderland needed.
Yeah.
When you get promoted, you need leaders. You need people to like be vocal points in your team that you know will keep the team together and play a certain way. And Xhaka's been, I think, he's been outstanding for him.
You say about having the leaders. So on Match of the Day, they said that Maresca in the Premier League has never picked a player 30 or above.
Wow.
Right? So you look at the Chelsea team and the squad, and there's some amazing talent in there. Are they missing an experienced head or two then?
Two or three, mate. Yeah, you've got to have these experienced players, mate. You have either experienced players in form of captains for national teams, or older players that have been there before. The sort of player that the younger ones look up to.
Just a bit of judgment.
Yeah, a bit to just sort of gauge you through the game and that. And the way they lose this game, Chelsea, is basically they're flinging everybody forward and they forget that the other team can go and score as well, and that's all they do. It's an absolute smash forward. You've got two defenders chasing him down. They kind of try and hold it up, but even then they forget about the other runner. Mate, it's so.
It's
sloppy,
a bit of a worry when the striker's got the ball and he holds the ball up for. It's got to be a good 6 or 7 seconds.
Two defenders, Chalobah and Tosin, but somebody at that point they have to go, right, one of you get round him, one of you try and nibble the ball off him. We both don't need to just stand there. And then, like you say, you get the other runner, and it's just, God, it's criminal, it really is.
But that shows you, though, like the Sunderland, the willingness to get forward and support their centre forward, the bodies that were in the picture. When they were on the attack compared to the Chelsea players recovering and getting back into the defensive, it shows you. It shows you, like you say, Sunderland are at that point where they're throwing everything and they're enjoying their time back in the Premier League, and they're going to win these games because they're going out with freedom and they're going to enjoy themselves.
Massive win for them.
That's a great result.
Couple more games then, lads, and then we've got the Quizzle. Newcastle, massive win. Did you know Fulham, by the way, are 4 from bottom? 4 from bottom, Fulham are in the
They'll be all right.
Mate, I know they'll be all right, but it's amazing the narrative around some teams and the pressure some managers are under like that. Fulham got off to a good start this season, yeah? Like, Silva's the man, but they've lost like a good whack of games in a row now.
It's the same as Villa. It's the same, exactly the same
I know it
as
is,
Villa,
but I know,
right?
but they're 4 from bottom still. Mate, it doesn't matter, they're 4 from bottom.
But there's certain like managers at the start of the season, and that obviously with Villa and the financial restriction, there were a few Villa fans whinging and moaning, right? But Emery has earned the right to get through that. And Marco Silva's exactly the same.
Totally agree, mate.
He's a proven entity in the Premier League.
4 defeats in a row, though, in the Premier League, yeah? Like, you look at some of the teams that have lost 4 in a row, Liverpool, for example, and it's all about it. You hear all this news, but nobody really says anything just because it's Fulham. And I know Fulham will be fine. They've had a real tough run of games as well. But either way, for Newcastle, it was another fantastic result to win last-minute games.
I was really pleased to see Jacob Murphy get back in.
Fantastic player, mate. I love Jacob Murphy. He's so hard-working.
Yeah,
I think Newcastle just need to get back to what they were last season. When they were winning last season and doing so well, it's because they have Gordon on the left, Jacob Murphy absolutely firing up and down the right-hand side, and then you've got all those unbelievable midfield players. Big Voltemada should have scored in the first half.
Oh, yeah, that was a sitter.
Sitter, absolute sitter. But it's a fantastic win for Newcastle. And Newcastle are just sneakily on the up, you know.
But that's what Eddie Howe does well as a manager as well, is like we forget that he can change things when he knows things are not going as well as what they were.
Yeah.
He literally goes back to, he knows how strong his team can be. He knows what players he needs in the right positions. I'm doing it. Bang, there you go. They get the results. And you see what they do. They're a strong team, Newcastle. And they'll always do well. And Jacob Murphy, like you say, he is a good player and he shows good qualities at times.
I might put him in my fantasy, you know. I might
Jacob
put
Murphy.
in my fantasy.
Who's going to finish higher? Newcastle or Man United?
Newcastle.
Man United or Villa?
Villa.
Newcastle or Villa?
Villa.
Villa or Bournemouth?
Oh, that's a good one. Villa.
All right.
Yeah, it's a good one. Final one then, lads. Leeds, West Ham, Friday night. It was absolute doddle for Leeds. This was absolute doddle. West Ham are miles off it. They're really struggling. Really struggling. Another set-piece goal goes in. West Ham fans they're boycotting. They don't know who to get behind. Honestly, Nuno's had an absolutely stinking start, but they're just miles off it. They really are.
Yeah, poor. Passive all over the pitch. Don't get near anybody. Can't stop conceding goals. Very sloppy defending.
Yeah.
You just don't see where they're going to go apart from just keep going down to the bottom of the league.
Did you see the run from Aronson, by the way?
Yeah.
So Aronson's a great little player anyway. Great goal that he scored, but he did a run right from the edge of his box. Must have ran through 5 players, mate.
Yeah,
Must have ran through 5 players. Got his shot off, hit the crossbar, deflected at the crossbar. But I was thinking, mate, somebody, eliminate that at source, yeah? Take him down, on the edge of the box or something before it even gets going. But if they're on a counter-attack, you can't just... But that's what they're missing. They're missing a bit of nous, they're missing pace, they've got no confidence, they've got nobody who can put the ball in the back of the net. They're relying on Jarrod Bowen to just pull wonders out every week. It's hard, mate. Really
Are they going to get the chop?
They've got a good chance of going down this season. A really, really good chance of going down. I listen to TalkSport a lot, and you get so many West Ham fans ringing. So many West Ham fans, and every one of them comes on and they're so negative, and they just think they're going down. They do. Massive win for Leeds, by the way, because Leeds needed that. They needed that.
Yeah, 11 points after 9 games. They're going
all three promoted teams won this weekend. It's massive.
Yeah.
Absolutely massive.
Just quickly, on Newcastle, we've got Nick Pope on the Fozcast.
Yes.
This Thursday. 4 p.m, haven't we?
Very, very good. Popey's the man. And we dispel the myth that he's only 6'4" or whatever it says on Wikipedia. No. This is what it is, yeah? On Wikipedia, it says he's 6'7" or 6'6", yeah?
Yeah.
And everybody, I said in some podcast ages ago that he is 6'6", and everybody went, no, it isn't. No, he's not. He's only 6'4", 6'4". And I, no. So I went, right, mate, can we stand up next to each other, please, and do like a height comparison? I'm 6'3.5", I think I am, right? He's, honestly, mate, he's massive. He is.
What is he,
he's
6'7"?
6'7". He's a monster. Massive.
And that
massive head.
He's brilliant. That assist in midweek in the Champions League.
Long throw.
Yeah. Brilliant.
Class, isn't it? Should we do the quiz?
Let's go.
Let's go, Jamie. Right, Jamie, we're good?
Yeah, we're ready.
Good. We are down south later, aren't we?
Whopper of a podcast.
Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain on the Fozcast.
Big guest.
That'll be out next Thursday.
Week Thursday,
A week Thursday. Jamie, you got 10 questions for us?
I do have 10 questions for
There's
us.
no controversial ones this week, is there?
No, never controversial
Sure?
ones, yeah. Had to do apology last week, and if you guys saw that on the show, it was,
Just in case. Just get it right in the first place.
yeah.
Come on then, let's go.
Anyway. Question 1. Which Dutch international left Chelsea in 2007 to join Real Madrid?
Schneider.
No.
No, he didn't even play for them.
Which Dutch
Arjen
international... Arjen Robben is the correct answer.
I didn't think he went there.
Thinking of.
Bloody...
1-0 to Ben.
You already know what this is.
Question 2. When Newcastle got relegated in the 2015-16 season, who was their manager?
Shearer.
No.
Wait, man, Lakeman.
Newcastle.
Newcastle. When Newcastle got relegated in the 2015-16 season, who was their manager?
Wasn't it Allardyce, was it?
No. Be careful, I need to...
You know this.
I don't think I do. I've got a hunch.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All out. All back in.
Pardiola?
No.
Benitez.
Rafa Benitez is the correct answer.
That's really good.
Well done, Robbo.
Good one, that.
I thought you were going to say it. That's why I was worried.
1-0.
I couldn't get Kevin Keegan out my head.
I would love it.
Question 3. Glenn Johnson started his career at what
Chelsea.
club? No.
West Ham.
West Ham is the correct answer.
Ham.
Damn it,
Well
Burn!
done, Robbo. 2-1-0. Question 4. Who was the first Englishman to win the Champions League with a non-English club?
Englishman.
Oh, that's a good question, this.
Who was the first Englishman to win a Champions League with a non-English club?
It's a very, very good.
David Beckham.
No.
Are we talking European Cup or Champions
Champions
The question is the
League.
question, all right?
League? Don't
The
start.
question's the
Steve
question.
McManaman.
Steve McManaman is the correct answer.
Darn it!
Too busy arguing. Damn it.
Yeah, I'll just let you two carry on.
Yeah.
And then I'll think a little bit
Yeah.
more thinking. time.
Robbo's on fire.
Yes.
3 to Robbo, 1 to Ben, 0 for Tom.
Thanks, Joe.
Question 5. Where did Tottenham sign Mickey van der Ven from?
Vitesse Arnhem?
No. Where did Tottenham sign Mickey van der Ven
Ajax.
from? No.
Was it Feyenoord?
No. All back in.
PSV.
No. Five.
Groningen.
No. 4, 3,
think.
2, 1. All
Done.
out.
Done.
VfL Wolfsburg.
Yeah, Wolfsburg.
Didn't know that.
Germany.
Didn't know that.
We
Yeah.
were playing Dutch, weren't we? It was Germany, wasn't it? He was
Yeah.
playing. I thought he was in Holland playing.
Yeah.
Good signing.
Question 6. Ryan Mason has played football in what other country on loan?
Oh,
Ryan Mason has played football in what other country on
Netherlands.
loan? Netherlands, no.
Belgium.
Not Belgium, no.
Germany.
Not Germany. All back in.
France.
France is the correct answer.
Good guess.
You played for Lorient B.
Lorient.
B. And you played for Lorient as well, but I don't think you actually made an appearance for them.
You played for.
Does it actually count then if it's not a professional team?
Don't start.
What? Yes, because you played in France.
He said in what other country, not professionally in what other country. He just said on loan in what other country.
Yep.
Don't start.
Don't start.
I'm not even going to bother.
Jay, I'm just saying yellow cards are in your pocket.
They are.
I'm not going to bother just because we're in a rush today.
Question 7. Who is the current club captain of Everton?
Jay Tarkowski.
No.
Seamus Common.
Seamus Coleman is the correct answer.
Shamey.
Scores on the doors. Robbo on 3,
3, 2,
Ben
1.
on 2, and Tom is on 1.
3, 2, 1.
Yeah, I know, but audio listeners, if you go 3, 2, 1, they're like...
They've listened to the quiz though. Yeah, they'll get the gauge of it.
All right. Question 8. It's a career path question. I have played for Blackpool, QPR, West Ham, Manchester City, Cardiff, Lancaster City.
Danny Gabidon.
No, Squires Gate. I'll say it again.
Who?
I have played for Blackpool, QPR, West Ham, Manchester City, Cardiff, Lancaster City, Squires Gate.
Where were Cardiff in that?
Do it one more time.
I have played for Blackpool, QPR, West Ham, Manchester City, Cardiff, Lancaster City, and Squires Gate. Who said? Someone's already guessed, haven't they? Yeah, Tom's already guessed. 5, 4, 3, 2.
Sean Wright Phillips.
No. Fine. All back in.
Ashley Williams.
No.
He's not played at Blackpool.
Blackpool, QPR, West Ham, Manchester City, Cardiff City, Lancaster City, Squires Gate.
5.
This is going to annoy me, this one.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Richard Dunn.
No.
Just a guess.
Trevor Sinclair.
Trevor Sinclair. Blackpool.
Yeah.
Trevor Sinclair.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thought I'd give you a little tricky one
It's
this week.
bordering a bit too old for our audience, that one.
This sort of
Good
suits
old
your
Bristol,
Okay, next
your
question, fine.
nibs.
Good question.
Question 9. What was the last club Rob Green played a professional game for?
Goalkeeper one.
Chelsea.
No. He finished his career at Chelsea, but didn't play a
QPR.
game for him.
Can't be QPR.
Not QPR, no. What was the last club Rob Green played a professional game for?
I honestly can't help you with this one.
You should know that.
5, 4, 3.
Norwich.
No. All back in.
What did you say? You said QPR. West Ham.
No, not West Ham.
God's sake. Honestly.
What was the last club Rob Green played a professional game for?
Chelsea.
No, that was Robbo's answer.
Yeah.
What a waste.
Just you, Ben.
He signed for somebody and I can't think who it was.
5, 4, 3,
Fulham.
2. No. The answer?
Charlton?
Nope.
Is it a London team?
Nope. It's Leeds.
Leeds.
It's Leeds. Yeah. He played for Chelsea, and I think he played for another club before Chelsea, but didn't actually play a professional game for him.
What's the score? 3-2-1?
3, 2, 1 on the final question. So, Tom, you're
Out.
out.
No, because
Unless-
you've got the extender question.
Yeah, you've got the extended question if you get it right, so you can play your chip. But we'll see. Question 10. Emmanuel Adebayor and what defender joined Manchester City in 2009? No, not cliche.
Cliche.
Still cliche, no?
Emmanuel Adebayor and what defender joined Manchester City in 2009?
What do you mean?
Vinny
What-
Company.
No.
What defender? They've probably signed a few defenders, no?
Yeah, that's a very badly worded question because there will be multiple defenders that signed for Man City in 2009. And the fact that you're looking at your phone
He's
now
panicking now,
in
like
a questionable state means
So-
that you know it.
Man City and
Yeah.
what other... And sorry, Adebayor and what...
What's that got to do with anything? Basically, the question
Oh,
should
Kyle
be...
Walker. It would have been from Tottenham.
No. Yes, I forgot to put the club in there.
Oh, my
It's
gosh.
an Arsenal player.
It's an Arsenal player. Yes. So you're all back in.
Which is why I said...
No, which Tottenham player?
Adebayor signed from where? Arsenal.
Yes.
Arsenal to Man City,
To
didn't
Man
he?
City. Yeah. So
'Cause
what
remember,
other
he celebrated then. So
Yeah.
what Arsenal
other
fans
defender
did.
from
So
Arsenal
another
joined
defender
Man
from
City?
Kyle
Colo
Walker.
Torre. Colo Torre.
Calatori.
You said the
Too busy
answer
arguing.
Walker.
Too busy arguing.
It's
You said the answer
And then he went all back in.
Yeah, I did say all back in. So yeah,
Where
technically.
did Kyle Walker come from this then?
Yeah.
Where was Kyle Walker in this?
I said
He said
Carl
Carl
Walker.
and he
Walker,
said
and I
yes.
No, he said no.
I said no. All back in. So yeah, yellow card to you as well.
How am I getting a yellow card for you completely butchering the
I
question?
butchered the question, yeah, but
But he's got a yellow card.
Jamie's got a
You know
yellow
what
card.
that is? That is referees getting too much power and
much.
thinking they
Ego.
are the man.
Ego.
yeah, that was a mess of a last question. That was. I
Wow.
apologise.
Wowzers.
I just forgot to say Arsenal in the actual question.
You literally
Yeah.
have got no other job. You don't do anything other than get the quiz ready all week. That's
10
it.
right or wrong questions.
Yeah.
Are you going to do your extender quiz?
Yep, please.
So, it's 3-2-2. Are you going to activate your little chippy chip?
Yes.
Chippy chips.
You can't palm us.
You're activating the chip that means we get one extra question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, if you're not a regular listener to the quiz, then we have these certain chips. Tom can activate a chip where he...
To extend the quiz by
To
one.
extend the quiz by one question. So, 3-2-2. Give us the final question, Jimmy.
Okay, the final question. Who has scored the most headed goals in a single Premier League season?
Oh, that's a good question.
Peter Crouch.
No.
Fuck. Sorry.
John Terry.
No.
Alan Shearer.
No. All back in.
Duncan Ferguson.
No. Who has scored the most headed goals in a single Premier League season?
I like that question, though.
Andy Carroll.
No. Wait, Robbo's just won.
Yeah, he's
won. We've won, Robbo.
won.
Well done. You won.
Do you want me to say a person, though?
Go on, say a person.
Let's go with...
Say Florence Cinema Pongole.
No, I'm thinking of I'm actually
Anthony
thinking of
Letalak.
Andy Cole.
No. The answer is Harry Kane. He scored 11 headed goals in one season.
I thought it'd be a
Yeah.
striker.
That's an
That is
unreal.
an
That's a
stat.
really good stat to have, isn't it?
That
Yeah.
is a
Yeah.
good stat.
So, Robbo, you have won the quiz today.
Well done, Robbo.
Well done, Robbo.
Great
Nice.
quizzing.
Smashed it.
Worthy winner.
Great
Good
quizzing.
show. Good
Well
show,
done today,
lads.
mate.
Well done.
Apart from your butchering of question 9.
Jamie,
Lot of work to do on the old
always a
quiz.
pleasure to see you.
Yeah.
Scott, you get yourself ready, mate. Give you the driver's seat.
Well done, everybody. Say goodbye, Jamie. Say goodbye.
See you later, guys.